Let's go. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone here and on YouTube. So Shri Īśopaniṣad Mantra 4. And we will Krishna Kripa, hopefully we will complete Mantra 4 today. So next Sunday we will start Mantra 5. We have already done a lot of discussion. We have gone to the details. So today we will just summarize the whole Mantra 4 and then move on to Mantra 5 from next week. Before that, let's do Mangalacharan and then we shall resume our session today. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Yudapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachat Deshitarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasaudi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, Samved Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna. So, while we were doing the prayers, what we call Mangla Charan, so Mangla auspicious, and the Charan, the lotus feet of the Lord, the Acharyas, I had the realization that so these are the Pranam mantras. So the Om Jnana Tirmandasya, that's for the Guru, that the Guru has opened the eyes through the knowledge, otherwise we were in the darkness. Then Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam, this is, and then Vandeham Shri Gurun. These are the, again, in the line of Guru Shishya disciple succession. This is the parampara, and in all in parampara, the acharyas we have. Then Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, so that's for the Krishna. Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi. So this is for Radharani. And it says Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi. So because of Gaurangi, because Radhaji is called Gaurangi, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji took the incarnation, roughly 500 years back in Navdeep, around Mayapur, in Bengal, then he is called Gauranga. So the word Gaurangi is here for Radhaji. And because Krishna, when Krishna came as Krishna, Krishna was dark complexion. And when he comes with the complexion of his most lovable devotee, who's Radharani, then he's called Gaurangi. So there was a past time where Krishna said that Radha, I don't understand. I tease you so much, but still you always have so much love for me. You and your friends, you all are always dedicated in serving me. I don't understand your feelings. And then Radharani ji said that you can understand the feelings. Well, of course, you can't understand the feeling because you are Lord and we are your devotees. So myself, my friends, we all are your devotee. So you can't understand us because you are the Lord. The only way you can understand if you take the form of your own devotee. And Krishna said, that's a good advice. So that's when Krishna decided, I will come down in the next incarnation and I will be my own devotee. But because Radharani ji suggested, and Radharani ji is the most prominent devotee, then I will take the bodily complexion of Radharani. So that's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji is in the mood of a devotee, mood of Radharani. The bodily complexion comes from there. But is the Lord himself Krishna? So that's why Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the whole name as it goes. And he's the one who has given the Sampradaya, the motto of Achinta, Bheda, Abheda. It's like at the same time, we, Jivatma, we are the same with the Lord and we are different from the Lord. The typical example we always give is the drop of the ocean. The quality wise is the same, but the quantity wise is different. And that's what we are. We are conscious. We are Satchitananda. Lord is Satchitananda, but we could never be compared with the God. We have the qualities. And that's what the Advaita said, that we can become God. We can become God. And in sense, yes, because the qualities of the God, which mainly Satchitananda, we are Satchitananda, but we are just under the cloud of material mode of nature. Passion, goodness, ignorance. We are always covered by these three. If we could transcend beyond them, then we can see that we are Satchitananda. And when we say somebody is liberated, that's what it meant. When Buddha said, I'm liberated or I'm awake, which means Buddha can see the cloud of goodness, cloud of passion, cloud of ignorance. And Buddha can say that I'm beyond them now. I can see what's beyond it. Hare Krishna. Give me a moment, please. Let me just shut my... Hare Krishna. I think being the weekend, the cleanliness has started. Srila Prabhupada always said that cleanliness is godliness, or next to the godliness. So the other thing I noticed, if you say here in this mantra, Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari. Now if we know, Radhaji is not from Vrindavan. Krishna was in Vrindavan. Radhaji was in Barsana, even though they are next to each other. And of course, most of the time when we go to Vrindavan, we go to Barsana as well. But Radhaji's Parnam mantra says that she is Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, like the queen of Vrindavan. It doesn't say queen of Barsana, which of course she is, but queen of Vrindavan. And if we have been blessed, we have been lucky to visit Vrindavan, then in Vrindavan, no one else says anything else. People just take the name of the Lord in form of Radhaji. Everybody says Radhe Radhe. So hi, hello, goodbye is always Radhe Radhe. You meet and greet someone, you say Radhe Radhe. You rickshaw guy is riding, And if he wants to say, excuse me, he will say Radhe Radhe. So it's the place of Krishna, Vrindavan. Vrindavan is known for Krishna, but still everyone takes the name of the Lord in the form of the most prominent devotee, who is Radharani. So while we were doing the Mangalacharana, it came back the realization. So I just thought it might be good to share that. Hare Krishna. So we have seen the first 3 mantras, and we have gone through, we have seen the whole 18 mantras, how they're going to reveal. First block from invocation to first 3 mantras, and now from 4 to 8. This is the second segment where we are trying to understand. And within that 4 to 8, which is understand Ishwar by spiritual vision. And this is Shri Īśopaniṣad. So there is no other Shastra which is so direct, because in the name itself is Ishwar. So we have Brahma Purana, where Brahmaji will say about Lord. We have Vishnu Puran, Vishnuji will mention who is the source of me. We have Shiv Puran, of course, a lot of glory about Shivji, but Shivji reveals what's the source of his own. And he will tell his wife, Parvati Mataji, that whom I meditate upon all the time. So similarly, we have Skand Puran, Markandeya Puran, Makar Puran. There's so many Purans. They focus on someone, and then it goes to the Lord. Then we have Bhagavad Puran, which is about Bhagavan, directly, indirectly, because in the form of stories, the story of Dhruv Maharaj, the story of pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, and then Gajendra Moksha. So all those pastimes directly about the Lord. The glories about the devotional services, what bhakti is, what devotion is. And the name itself is Bhagavad Puran, Bhagwan. And here in Upanishad, the Upanishad we have is Shri Īśopaniṣad. So Ishwar, it's directly about Ishwar. But again, considering it's Upanishad, it's following the rules and regulations of being an Upanishad, which is like, if you see Bhagavad Purans, they are usually very lengthy. Upanishads, they are somehow, from devotees' perspective, they are very dry. They have one statement, and then you have to go through understanding those statements. You will not find, well, there are very few stories, not in Shri Īśopaniṣad anyways, but there are other, Chandrodaya, there are a few others who have some stories. Otherwise, mostly you will not find any story. But in Purans, there are many stories, and through the medium of stories, we understand what the gist is. So this is what Shri Īśopaniṣad is. Very just 18 mantras directly about the Lord, but then we need somebody like an Acharya, like Srila Prabhupada, who can explain what does that mean. So that's what mantra 4 says. And even mantra 4 itself says that, first of all, we cannot understand God. And then, oh, well, we can understand God by this. Again, apparently contradicting statements. We cannot understand God, but we can understand God by like that. So how to understand? Srila Prabhupada explains this, and that's where the teachers come into picture. That we cannot understand God by our own efforts. If you just say, oh, I will, like, oh, I will do something which will get me the gold medal from, or I will get knighted by the queen, right? We can't do that. But what we can do, let me do my efforts, and if queen will recognize, then I might get it. Same thing. So we are in on the hands of mercy. Now, queen is material. I hope no one mind that. It's a Jubilee weekend, but the Lord is a spiritual. So even in material world, we can understand, we can do our best, but we cannot claim the results of it, right? We cannot. But in a spiritual, if you think about, the same thing goes, where we can do as much as devotion, as many as devotional activities, but we have to rely on the mercy of Guru. And even the Acharya says it's not only Guru, not only the teacher, not only the Lord himself, but all the devotees around. So it's like Radhaji says to Krishna that, See, I know he has been doing like that. And there are examples like that where Sudama, for example, and Sudama's was there, then Lakshmi ji said to Krishna, because Rukmani ji is Lakshmi, and then when Sudama came around, then Lakshmi ji saw, and Lakshmi ji said, "Who is this guy?" And then Krishna explained, "Well, he's my best friend. We were best buddies when we were together, and he has helped me so much." Because Krishna was Kshatriya and Sudama was Brahmin, and Brahmins are natural learners. So I've learned a lot of things from him. So he has always helped me. So Lakshmi ji said, "Well, then why is a poor beggar? Why is so poor?" And Krishna said, "Well, you are Lakshmi. If you decide to give someone, then who can stop?" And then Lakshmi ji said to Krishna, "Then if you allow, if you permit, I would like to help." And this is what happens. Radha ji, the gurus, the teachers, the acharyas, they on our behalf, they recommend us that, see, this guy is not there yet, not like we are not enlightened being yet, but we are doing our efforts. So if you can somehow generate the favorable environment around, if you can go and introduce someone, so it says Lagu Matra Sadhu. So somebody who is a sadhu, Lagu, even a moment, if somebody gets, for example, we have seen many examples. Angulimar was one of them who met, I think he met Naradji. So Naradji met him once, and that one encounter changed all his life. And Valmiki ji, he was the same. So there are many more whom Narad Muniji, because he's a traveling monk anyways, he roams around. So that's why we should always, like a lot of people in Bollywood, Hollywood, they travel so far to meet their favorite actor or actresses. Or sometimes if the weather is good, we travel so far to the beaches. We say, "Oh, the sun is shining, let's go to the water," but it's 1 hour, 1.5 hours away. That's okay. We will be only there for an hour, but we can drive 3 hours back and forth. So similarly, we should be so excited even more when we get the chance to meet someone who is a spiritual. And a lot of people, they go around meeting the Dalai Lama. When Srila Prabhupada used to be here and he used to come to London, many people from all over Europe used to come and meet him just to have that one moment of darshan. So we should always try to look for it. And there are many more examples. Those who have written books. There's another guy, I forgot his name, but he wrote a book. He met his teacher. He turned Buddhist later, and his teacher was a great Buddhist monk who goes by the name of Ajahn Chah. Ajahn Chah. He was a Trivivartan Thai Buddhist. Great teacher, wrote many books. And there was a guy from Western world. He met him once, and that was very short encounter. And the teacher said something, and that's it. And it was not even conversation. Teacher just said one thing, and teacher went away. And his whole life got transformed. He wrote books on that one encounter. And there are many talks from him on YouTube. His books are there. And similarly, even in Krishna consciousness, there are many examples. So that's what we are looking for. That we say, of course, it's hard to understand Krishna, but how the revelation works, it works through people. It works through the devotees. So that's why when tomorrow is Sunday, we are in South London, temple is in North London, we will make all our efforts to go there, to spend time with the devotees, to go there if we can do some service, because through that we purify ourselves, right? So 7 days in a week, 6 days for the material world, 1 day for ourselves, for our consciousness, for the Lord. I think we can do it. So we understood that how the Lord and his energies, right? So we can see sun, but we can't see sun. Today is bad anyways. We can't see sun, but we can see the energies of the sun. We can see the sunlight. If we If the sun is bright, even if we are not in the sun radiations, we can still feel hot because sun is there. That's why usually in the dark, in the night, in the darkness, it gets hot, right? So same thing like fire. Even if we can't see the fire, we can see the smoke, we can feel the heat, and we can see the light, and then we know the source is also there. And exactly the same thing is happening with the Lord. So we can't see the Lord, but still we can see and feel the Lord's energies. Then we said the last thing, be a part, be not a part. Like work with the Lord, right? Whatever skills Krishna has given us, we should implement. So individuality, voluntary and spontaneous. We don't really need to imitate anyone. If she's singing, I will sing. If he's cooking, I will cook. No. And then we have seen many examples. Those skills were there. These great devotees, they have just utilized, transformed their life such a way that they're using their skills in the service. So Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji, I remember somebody asked the question that if you were not in Krishna conscious, what would you have done? And he said, my mind is such that I like writing. So I must have been the author of many books. I would have, I must be a publisher somewhere or publish articles. That's what he used to do even before. Even as a student, I think he was from IIT in India. So, but when he's in Krishna consciousness, he does exactly the same. He has written many books. He published many articles. He has started producing what we call monks podcast. A lot of youth, they come through. I know that it was last year from Bhaktivedanta Manor here in Watford. We organized a retreat. I think it was Easter retreat because no one could travel those days. We were all in lockdown. And then we invited Prabhuji there, and Prabhuji was there, and there were so many questions, and mostly youngsters. They were asking questions. They were saying, oh, I'm either in secondary school or I'm in the university. And he was so happy that the next generation is asking these kind of spiritual questions. That means they have the appetite to know more. And they were so happy. They all said at the end that we would love to speak to you more. And then he put together a lot of other ways how people can interact with it. So this is again saying that whatever we have, Krishna has given us some kind of skills. What we need to do, and this is not for Krishna. Amazing thing is, this is not for Krishna. This is for our own purification. So it's not that if we will do, Krishna will get pleased. Well, Krishna might get pleased. Krishna might not. Because if I'm a student and my role is to study, then if I'm studying, my parents might get happy or might not, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. It's like if I'm in the office, I'm doing my job. I say, well, I'm doing my job well. My manager should be happy. But my manager might think, well, you get paid. Your job is to do your job best of your capability, right? Well, if we continuously try to put our efforts to be a bit better, whatever we do, get a bit better. Doesn't really matter what we do. We just need to, all the skills we have. So not that we are holding back. We are giving our 100%. This is what we say surrender, that we give what we have and then we would like to move on. And that's what Krishna consciousness is all about. Krishna has given us everything. If we use those skills in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will accept it. If we do it with pure heart, and throughout the process, it will purify our consciousness. And this word consciousness is great. So we were having this morning we were having Bhagavatam class. So we had 3 hours Bhagavatam class, and we had discussions on consciousness. So hopefully, Krishna's mercy, at some point we will get into Bhagavatam. It's so deep. We are currently doing Canto 3, and right at the end, in Canto 3, Kapil Muni, who is the son of Kardam Muni and Devhuti, Mother Devhuti. So these two, they get the son's name is Kapila. Kapil Muni is very famous. He was or is another incarnation of the Lord. So he gives Sankhya Yoga knowledge to his mother, and his mother asks a lot of questions. And then he explains all about our body. And then each and every, for example, eyes. So some people have eyes, but they cannot see, because it says for each and every body part, we need a demigod. So sun is there who works for the eye, and Indra is there for the hands, and similarly the whole body parts. But even when the very first time the body was put together and all these demigods, they came and they got situated wherever they were supposed to, still the body didn't awake. And the reason was, body was not conscious, because the presiding deity of the consciousness was not there. And when that came along, and that's what we have, super soul, or we can say soul as well. So when the soul and super soul, because they are together, when they came along in the body, that's the time the body got up. And that's when the body got conscious. And what we are soul, right? And rest is material body. So it's a material creation. And to understand this much and much better, more and more we hear, it gets simplified. And we have seen Goloka chart. It could be very daunting to some, but if we spend some time, we dissect it, we go into detail, section by section, theme by theme, we can understand it better. And this is how we are planning. So if there is any question or comment, let me see, my chat is open yet. So feel free, please let us know. We always love to do the discussions, and we have seen this as well. This is from Radhesham Prabhuji from Pune. In one slide, he has explained everything: position and potency of Krishna. Who can't understand Krishna, right? Who just tries to have what we call, or Prabhupada used to call, armchair philosophers. They don't do anything. They just sit and they just do the philosophy. Hare Krishna. Ajayji, please.
You have told about the reincarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji
Yes.
5 years ago. Is any kind of like a person who has reincarnated recently after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or maybe any recent time?
Not after Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, no. Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji was supposed to be the silent incarnation. So there are many references of Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, but there is no one after Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, and there is not even any prediction that anyone will come after Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, except the last incarnation, which will be at the end of Kali, which is Kali. But otherwise, there is no prediction of anyone. No.
Yeah. Another question. Some people says like you need to have a live guru. What do you talk about this one? What's your opinion?
I completely agree, because like in the Maha Mangala Charan, when the very first thing we say, it's Om Ajnana Timrandasya, what we were discussing, that the purpose of the guru is to open our eyes, right? So if we have a live guru, there are many benefits. There are many benefits. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji could be our guru, but then we might need someone else as our guru as well. So that's why the concept in the Vedic culture is of two gurus. One is who is Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru is the one who initiates you in the Sampradaya, like who gives you the admission. And the other one is the Siksha Guru. And there is always one Diksha Guru who will initiate you, but there could be, and there are usually many Siksha Gurus. So when we say living guru, let's say you have a living guru at the moment. We had Bhakti Charu Swamiji Maharaj. He was an initiated guru. He was giving diksha, and then he passed away in past years. I think he had COVID. He was in US, and now all his disciples. So all his disciples, they had a living guru, but now he's no more. Now what happens? He, of course, if they want, they can move on to other gurus, which they do. But their own initiate guru, the Diksha guru, is always one, the one who did the Diksha. Now everyone else, even other gurus who are what we say God brothers and God sisters. So I'm initiated by one guru. Anyone, irrespective of the age or gender, who got initiated by the same guru, we are the same brothers and sisters. But at the same time, my guru always say, or most of the gurus, all the gurus will say, in ISKCON at least I can say, and ISKCON is part of Gaudiya Sampradaya, so I can say for Gaudiya Sampradaya, that all the gurus, they're supposed to say that respect all other gurus in the Sampradaya just like you respect me. Which means if your guru who initiated you, if he is not alive, then there is someone else who is always there, who is living. And even though your Diksha guru was the same guru who is gone now, bodily wise, but the Siksha is always there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's Siksha in Chaitanya Charitamrita is always there. Chaitanya Bhagavad, the Granths are there. And then Srila Prabhupada wrote so much. So Srila Prabhupada is always there in terms of his Siksha. So somebody actually asked Srila Prabhupada what we will do when you will go. And Srila Prabhupada said, I will go in terms of this body. But the Siksha, what I have given you, I've put all there in the books. So as long as you will read the books and you will do what the book says, and books are not just his books, they are the books of the Sampradaya. So he said, if as long as you will follow the rules and regulations of the Sampradaya, I'm always there with you. So this way, yes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji is not the initiated guru for anyone. We have many other gurus, but yes, the good thing of having living guru, and we should, which is that you can always pick a phone. Your guru might be busy, my guru might be flying all over the place like what they used to do. My guru, he made a world record. I think he's in the Guinness Book record. He did so many flights in 1 year just because he was traveling from one place to another. And all these travel, they were spiritual. He is or he was American, and many years back he has given his American passport, and for many years he has been living in India, and he got an Indian passport now. So, but these days he's not traveling, but there was a time he used to travel so much. And all other gurus, they're doing the same. They are traveling, and the reason of travel is to spread the name of the Lord. So living guru, yes, definitely, because you need something, and you can always get in touch with your guru, and you can get the guidance. And guidance could be, I know somebody else asked a guru that so there could be obviously spiritual, that I'm doing the mala and my mind is always moving somewhere else while I'm here. My body is here, but my mind is somewhere else. What can I do? And guru will give the practical. The guru will give a lot of shastric evidences, but guru will give the practical solutions. And then, of course, guru will know your family. You will know guru, and you will go and you can serve guru. So I know someone else who actually taught me Bhakti Shastri, one of the module, and his guru is in America. I think from India, but he's in America, and he went to serve his guru for a few weeks. He said, I'm just going to go and spend some time, and while I'm there, I will serve him. And service could be anything. Service could be, if the guru is busy moving around, you might become the secretary for a while. You can say, okay, I will help you to spread the name of the world. Guru might say, this is what used to happen. Guru might say, well, if you are Bengali, if you are Russian, if you know French, would you like to do some translations? And this is what used to happen. So yes. In ISKCON, there is something called ISKCON Disciple Course. So IDC, ISKCON Disciple Course. It's freely available on YouTube in English and in Hindi. I think it might be available in Marathi as well. Reason being, the Prabhuji, Bal Govind Prabhuji, who did it for me, he also has in English, he also has in Hindi, but he's from Pune. And in Pune, he speaks Marathi. So he gives a bit of Marathi in between. So I won't be surprised that he has done a different one just for Marathi. But when you will do it, and you can do it in your own time because it's on YouTube, then, and there are series like, I don't remember now, but it could be like 10 hours. So you might have 10 sessions, every session in an hour. But a lot of things he explains. One of the best thing he mentions that how you should pick your guru. On this point, that whether the guru should be living guru comes into it very nicely. It's like not only that you will choose a guru, guru should also accept you. And that happened. And again, this is part of the parampara. Srila Prabhupada Ji, when he was ready, he said, I would like to get initiated from my teacher. So whom he accepted his teacher, Saraswati, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ji. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Ji had the option that whether I accept him as my disciple or not. And then you might think, what will be the factors? The factors are, it's not that you don't even know the person. Somebody recommended and you say, okay, this person recommended, I trust this person and that's it. No, you would know the person. And these days you would know the person through someone maybe. But when Bhakti Siddhanta Swamiji Maharaj used to give the lectures, then Prabhupada Ji used to come there and he used to listen. And then his teacher, who was not his teacher then, who was just a Swami, used to monitor him. Oh, okay, this young boy comes and he does the service, he listens very nicely, he behaves nicely with everyone, and he asks genuine and relative questions. So based on all that, it gives. So in the IDC course, Bal Govind Prabhuji explains, and then many more, like Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji, he also, I think he also has his IDC course. Another thing on Guru, it says, especially again in Gaudiya Math, that you have to spend some time listening to your Guru. And of course, you don't know who is going to be your Guru, right? So what will you do? You get into the association. So for example, you will, if you go to the temple, or these days you don't even have to go to the temple, online or Zoom, you get associated, and then you will know when Bhakti Rasamrit Swamiji Maharaj, for example, Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Swamiji Maharaj used to be. But these are some of the great Maharaj initiated. Well, Bhakti, oh, okay, then never mind. In the names might get confused because they are very similar. But some of these, they all are sannyasis. They got to be sannyasis if they want, they will give you the initiation. But not all the sannyasis are initiated guru. But whenever the sannyasis are there, they are giving the lecture, you will attend it, and then you will like it. Very soon what will happen, if you will listen to 4 people and they all are gurus, then you have not made your mind up yet who will be your guru, and they all are living gurus, and you're listening to them and you're selecting. And this is a process that you should select your guru. Now, what happens? You will, out of 4, you will say, okay, these 2 are really like it. Not that you can't listen to other 4, listen to all 4, but genuinely you will get attracted to 1 or 2 based on anything. It could be that because you like music, one of the guru does a lot of kirtan, or maybe you like philosophy, one of them does have many philosophical debates, or it could be that you like more in karma yoga, then you like someone who does a lot of karmic things. Like there is another guru I met, he goes around and he's putting a lot of eco village. So in India and here in Europe as well, but he was coming from India, he's European, but he went to India and he putting together a lot of economic, and that's what his background is, and that's what he's doing everything else. But that's where, like it says, when we were doing, it's spontaneous. It's spontaneous. You want to do it, and based on your skill, he wants to do that. And maybe you would think, oh, this is my idea also. Then you might accept him as your guru. So based on your trait, your maybe past karmas or the qualities, gunas, we all have attraction, and sooner or later we will pick, oh, I like him. Then Once you have decided, and again, you don't have to, as I said, out of 4, maybe you know 2, then you will spend more time. You follow the guru. Again, you can follow the guru physically, or you can follow the guru in terms of instructions. You listen a lot of lecture. On YouTube, there are lots of lectures. For example, Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj, he has written a book. If you listen to, well, you can audio listen or you read the book, then you will know a lot more about Maharajji. And currently he's going around and you can meet him. I was lucky enough I have met him a few times, and my kids met him as well. So we know a bit more about Maharajji. So similarly, there are many more great Maharajjis who are around, and you ask questions from them, and that's one of the best benefits you have if you say, I want to have the living guru. And I would say certainly, because the whole idea of guru is to improve ourselves, and it will be a bit hard if the guru is not there reciprocating with us. So certainly I will go with your point that what people say that guru should be living guru. But again, the only point is that gurus usually, they are old, right? Rather, Swamiji Maharaj, I think, is nearly 65 or 70 years old, and we are 40 years old. Let's say you will accept him as guru now, and 20 years later, he will be like 80s, 90s, and we will be in 60s. Then what happens? If he's not there, then will you change your guru? No, because by then we understand that that guru has given the instructions, and the whole point is following the instructions. Guru is not only just there to, there is, I know many people, they ask material things as well. So another god brother, he asked Guru Maharajji that I'm confused whether I shall send my daughter for university in this country or that country. And Guru Maharajji said, okay, that's a valid question, because you got to take care of your kids, and you want to give the best knowledge for your kids. And then Guru Maharajji asked few questions that, do you know where your child will stay? Do you know which university the child is going? And based on that, the answer came, and my god brother, he made his conclusion. And he was very happy that his guru didn't say. So the Guru Maharajji didn't say, oh, send in that one. I know that one is good. No, Guru Maharajji gave the wisdom to make the decisions. And it could be even more mundane. Like another senior devotee, he said, Guru Maharajji, well, I was in Dubai then, and he's a senior VP. And I think he was like a senior manager, or he was a VP, and he was getting promoted to senior VP, but he didn't accept the offer. Imagine, you got the opportunity to become senior VP, and will you wait? And he waited. He said, I will let you know. And then he contacted Guru Maharajji, and he's very senior than me. He's my Siksha Guru. And as I said, there could be many Siksha Gurus, because we are always learning from each other. He's my Siksha Guru. He's Siksha Guru of many. He's a great devotee. But he asked Guru Maharajji, Guru Maharajji, shall I accept this offer? And then Guru Maharajji asked few questions. And Guru Maharajji said, okay, will you still be, like, out of many questions, and I'm just giving the gist of it. And he told me, he said, Guru Maharajji said, will you still able to spend your time in Krishna consciousness? It's good you're VP, you're senior VP, but is your spiritual sadhana, is your devotion going to get affected? And that's the benefit of living guru. And then, so even though we are materially progressing, and a lot of things will help materially, but then are we doing that material progress at the expense of our spiritual progress? And when he thought about it, he said something, Guru Maharajji said something, that the conversation happened, and finally he accepted the offer. And that was many years back, and he's still serving greatly in Dubai and the whole Middle East. Actually, he's the head of Middle East. So, and he, not only that, he has reached out to many. So there is no temple there, They are a very rare temple, but there is no ISKCON temple there, and people are working for it. But every Friday, the big events happen, and they hire the temple, hire the school, the local school, and they do that sessions there. And I said big, like I have attended a few. There were 3,000 people there. Well, there were 3,000 kids there actually. The kids event I attended. And there've been many more, especially when the Guru Maharaji comes, or many other Maharaji comes there. So yes, I would say certainly, Ajayji, where you said living Guru, very important. But again, mind it, your Guru could be traveling, your Guru could be busy, your Guru might have many disciples. Like my Guru Maharaji got 50,000 plus disciples. And still, I ask questions to him. And I asked funny questions as well. And sometimes he chastises you, which is really good. And he will put you back. Like Guru is supposed to put you back to like what he did with the senior devotee in the example. That if you're thinking a lot in material world, he will ask you a few simple questions, and you will realize that you need to be a bit more spiritual, not a lot more material. But again, materially, we need to take care of everything. So I hope that provided some kind of insight there, Ajayji.
Hare Krishna, great explanation.
Hare Krishna. Well, take your time. If in case you like to go through that IDC course, in ISKCON Disciple course, he explains very nicely, Bal Govinda Prabhuji, what I'm saying. Well, there are many more. I've attended 2 or 3, but Bal Govinda Prabhuji, he goes into very detail. The syllabus, the curriculum is the same, but and this is just one part of it, that how to select a guru. And it says like for at least for 2 years, you should listen to your guru, or listen to the guy you would like to be your guru. And then once you have done it, then you should put yourself forward, that, and you should ask questions. You can ask questions about him. You can ask questions from him. You can ask questions from his disciples, what we call God brothers, God sisters, or the devotees around. You always ask questions. Keep doubting everything. But the only thing is, keep doubting until you accept him as your guru. But once you have accepted him as your guru, then of course, by then, hopefully, because for 2 years is a long time. 2 years when you follow someone, then I think that faith comes in, that this is a right person to lead me spiritually. And then you just surrender totally, and then you just follow and listen, because in life a lot of difficult questions come, and then we need to ask those questions, of course.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. But that's the beauty of what we call the Sangha. It's not only because a lot of senior disciples, they have spent so much time with the Guru that maybe we don't really need to go to the Guru. We can just ask him. We can ask those devotees around. And that's why the importance of association is greatly explained. And that's why Diksha Guru is important, but Siksha Guru, because there are many Siksha Guru. So I can give you my example. So I was in India, then I was in Sheffield, Midlands in England. Then I was in Abu Dhabi, I was in Dubai, I was in Muscat, I went to Paris. In Paris is in North France, I went to South France. There is a beautiful temple there called New Mayapur Temple. If ever you will travel there, go and stay there. You can stay there in the temple. Beautiful temple, massive. And then, of course, I'm back here in London. So in London, I'm associated with North London. I'm associated with Soho Temple in Central London. I'm associated here in Croydon, South London. And wherever you go, you feel like they are your family members. You don't have to think twice. You can always... one of my god brother, he has a daughter, and the daughter's name is Bhakti. Maybe Mataji might know. Bhakti is so Bhakti is great. Her name is Bhakti, and so Bhakti got a brother now, little brother, and his name is Hari. So the names are like that these kids will always remember that they come from a spiritual background. I think this is the power of association. So we always have. So I was talking to Prabhuji yesterday, and there are many other devotees around. So always be in touch with the devotees. Whenever we have festivals, we invite devotees. We go to their places. We talk about Krishna, and when we do that, we can understand how they make decisions in their life. And then very soon we realize it's not that hard, because Srila Prabhupada's the whole focus is that simple living and higher thinking. Thinking, the consciousness is higher, but the living is simple. Krishna has given you the house, Krishna has given you a nice job, enough money is coming, and then you have you just buy clothes, simple food, whatever you cook, you offer to Krishna, and that's it. You do all your travel, whatever you want to do, you do. You have all your hobbies, you enjoy your life. And devotees, they spend, like somebody said, who will have more fun than devotees? Because devotees wake up early in the morning and start dancing. And that's like, usually people dance. So I remember someone in India recently I saw on the phone, and the person said that I'm setting, or well, the lady said that my husband is setting the room because it's a child's birthday, and then everybody will come and we will dance. I said, well, if you're dancing, going to dance, then what are you setting in the room? I was just curious. I said, the lady said that we'll put the light there, we'll put the music system there, and there were a few more, like the songs, whichever songs were there. So the selection of songs and all. I said, okay, great. Then I thought about it. That looks like a great preparation. That you have to set up the room, you have to put together the environment. But devotees, they dance every morning. Every morning, 4:30, who will dance? And of course, here, so the person I was speaking to, I don't think they take alcohol, but usually people take alcohol and then they start dancing. They say, I remember one of the corporate parties I went, and somebody said, oh, well, this alcohol, it helps you to loosen up. And then you leave all the inhibitions behind, and then you go and you dance. And then I thought, well, devotees every morning in Mangalacharan, and not only Mangalacharan, whenever you go, devotees dance. I mean, I've been blessed. I was there in central London dancing on the road, on the streets. They call Harinam, Sankirtan. And same thing in Paris. You're just singing and you're dancing, spreading the name of the God. And doesn't really matter what kind of light is there. Doesn't really matter what kind of music. Of course, the mantra is always there with you. Of course, you can have kartal, you can have the mridang. So who else is enjoying more than the devotees? Devotees can dance early in the morning without, of course, because you have your prasadam like 9 in the morning when you are in the temple. But you dance from 4:30, and it's the whole package. You dance, you meet other people, other devotees. Your spiritualness goes so high. And then, of course, you have the lecture, the question and answers after that. So feel like it's a great package. And this is what somebody said to Srila Prabhupada, you always say Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. What if what you saying Krishna is not there? And then Srila Prabhupada said humbly, you're right. I could be wrong. But think about it. Even if Krishna is not there, the devotees, they still had a great life. Yeah? Because eat vegetarian food, keep themselves clean, live simply, no stress, nothing. It's a beautiful life, a great association of devotees you can trust. You can spend your time in this Kali-yuga. You can trust people. Of course, there are always bad apples, as you say, but that's the human thing, or the Kali-yuga effect. But then Srila Prabhupada said, so even if Krishna is not true, we devotees, we still have great life. But then Srila Prabhupada turned to the person who was interviewed. They said, but what if what I'm saying is right? What if Krishna is there? What if that all your karmas you are going to be responsible for? And then the person took a back and said, you're right. And this is what Srila Prabhupada said, simple living, high thinking. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Ajay ji, for such a great
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we have concluded this mantra of 4, and very nicely the way we should understand. Of course, the example of Guru is great because Guru helps us to understand. Krishna reveals himself through Guru. So Guru is very important, and the association of devotees is very important. If we associate ourselves, slowly and gradually we move and we find towards Guru. So somebody asked the question that, how will I find a Guru? So the reply was that if you have the true desire, then Krishna will send you the Guru. Because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that the way you pray to me, the way you dedicate yourself, I reciprocate. Prapadante is the Sanskrit word. I reciprocate the same way. If you ask for something, I will give you that. So, and there are many examples, many examples where, and this is again, the faith increases if we are in the discipline, because people will share those pastimes with you. And of course, you will start having realizations as well. And there's no bondage as such. Nobody is going to bind you for anything. So by all means, great. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your association. Next week, we will get into mantra 5, and then we will get to the second part of this mantra 4 and mantra 5, which go along with each other. With that, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, Bhakt ki jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam.